Are we stacking up Malik Neighbors with Jameis Winston now? Are we competing for $250,000 in the big board drafts with just a few more weeks to go until the NFL draft? I'm Pete Overzet. This is Best Ball Breakfast. We're going to find out today. Let's eat some W's.
It really isn't that hard, guys. You just go top two, win it, win it.
Okay, I think we can be done here at running back.
You only have 3 running backs. This roster is littered with game theory, arbitrage, exploits, and theoretic reasoning.
Bro, light mode, my eyes, dude.
I don't know. I prefer that move more in a time box contest.
Bro, have you ever scrolled so far down that, like, there's no more names, bro?
Don't do drugs, kids. Draft and drive instead.
You can't have it both ways, dude. Quid pro quo.
All right, GM, we are off to the races. Looks like we need a couple more people. If you guys want to come and draft with me on this Monday morning as I hop in the big board draft, continuing my streak of only doing big board drafts on stream. I have yet to pop my slow draft cherry for big board drafts, but starting to get more comfortable. You know, Steph was starting to give us some better grades over the past couple weeks, starting to get into the groove a little bit here. How we doing to the chat? Nick is ready to eat some W's. GMs all around. Got the 1-4. That has been a common theme on these Best Ball Breakfast streams this past month. Cannot end up in the later part of the draft board. If you guys didn't watch last week, we got a little antsy, started flipping the board. We took Gene T in the top few picks. We took Nico Collins in the top few picks. We'll see what we cook up today here from the 1-4. C-Slave says, if I wasn't poor and working a 9-to-5, I'd be stealing all your picks, Pete. That is a bummer to hear. I welcome the snipers. I am here for it. I feel like I only have a few players that I've explicitly planted my flag on here early in 2025. So I don't even know how many picks of mine you can steal per se, but I am sorry that you're grinding it out at the day job today. I did see a copy of it. You want to know? So copy paste date says Jamar and T going to drop in price after street racing. Do you want to know who broke the news to me on that? The fantasy football counselor. That's how I found out about that. I saw a clip on his Instagram and he was very upset about those guys street racing there as well. So yes, if you are upset about that, know that you are in good company with with the counselor. God damn it. So Barkley falls to 4 here. You know what? I want to keep mixing it up. I've done the Barkley at the top of the draft boards things. We did a Nico, we did a Gene T. Let's do a Justin Jefferson. I haven't had a ton of middle slots, haven't had a ton of opportunities to select Jefferson, and we'll let Spaghetti scoop up the Barkley value at 1-5 here. Flip the damn bird or flip the damn board. You got to be careful which one of those you're doing in public here. Travis, can I name more Pokemon than Patton Davis? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I will not be indulging those types of conversations. I was not a Pokemon kid. I can name like 2.5 Pokemon. I'm sorry. You're going to have to go to Davis Maddox channel for Pokemon references. Oh, Brady wanted me to flip the board with Malik Neighbors. I'm sorry. I missed this chat before. I mean, honestly, though, the whole thing with Jameis, it's very fun. I think it's very unlikely that we're getting a lot of games from Jameis. I guess there are scenarios, right? You know, if the Browns go Shedeur Sanders at 2 and we see 2 quarterbacks go off the board, then okay, yeah, maybe we back into a scenario where Jameis is playing 17 games. But even then, we have seen Jameis get benched by the Browns. We've seen him get benched a lot. And you have to imagine the Giants will have a second quarterback there. We saw them get antsy with Daniel Jones when he would have a string of games where he was playing bad and yank him. So you look at the contract, you look at the situation. I want to be excited about it. It just, to me, seems very unlikely that we're getting a full season of Jameis to Malik Neighbors. But yeah, I think you should be excited about Malik Neighbors no matter what, right? Like the quarterback play really can't get worse whether they do draft Shedeur, whether, Winston gets a decent amount of starts. I don't even know what the other options are at this point. I mean, God forbid a Russell Wilson or Aaron Rodgers situation, but it can't get that much worse than it did last year with Daniel Jones. So yes, I'm still very pro Malik Neighbors. I'm taking Malik Neighbors over Brian Thomas Jr., which looks like that's now the cool thing to do. Malik Neighbors goes here at 9 with Brian Thomas Jr. still on the board, but that wasn't a popular sentiment, at least by ADP, before this weekend's news. But yeah, lots of funny jokes on X this past weekend about Jameis. My favorite being the one where they said the Giants should draft Travis Hunter so he can tackle people after Jameis throws interceptions, which I very much appreciated. In this draft, who do we got? Do we have some friends and family? I see Patrick Barnes YouTube of Dog Bowl fame. I don't know if I recognize a lot of other usernames in here, although we have a ton of badges. We got Xspin. Let's see here. Man, that's a deep cut, Ant. Jameis stuff is fun, but Malik shouldn't be going anywhere before 108. Sure. Yeah, I agree with the general tier break there. CeeDee Lamb, Nico, definitely one over him. In this draft, he went after Amon-Ra. I think he's fine right there at 109, 110. What is up, Jonathan? Giants' dream is probably Hunter at 3 and then trade back into the first for Dart. Yeah, that would be interesting. I think it would be kind of a similar dynamic of what we had with Brian Thomas Jr., where it's like you probably see a little less targets, but the overall offensive efficiency should, be able to improve there a good bit. Let's see here. Justin Jefferson. Do I trust these piss boys? For me, I feel like a lot of these running backs here, I don't mind. I don't mind if Trey McBride comes back either. Let's go ahead and grab T. We'll start Justin Jefferson, T. Higgins. This is a very 2024-ass start for me. And we'll see what happens along the wrap as JSN gets snap picked right after me. Yeah, I agree with this. Rodgers isn't going to New York to compete with Winston. Yeah, it does seem like Pittsburgh is the last gasp of relevance for Aaron Rodgers. And now he's going to make us wait a long time because that's what he does best. He drags things out to keep his name in the headlines. Do I think Jameis is draftable? Honestly, not right now. I actually did an article for Fantasy Life this week. I highly recommend checking it out because I went through all of the late round quarterbacks and whether I thought they were draftable, whether I thought they were targets, or whether I thought they were undraftable. I'm going to go ahead and post this in the chat. But my main thing is we just don't need to be taking on the risk of guys we don't think or have a high probability are going to play 17 games. And if you are going to make that bet, I'd rather it be on someone like Jackson Dart, where even if they don't play 17 games, the games they do play are going to be back weighted to the fantasy playoffs. So when I did this write-up, I didn't even include Jameis Winston because he wasn't in the top ADP range of players even getting drafted. I would really only do it. Hang on, I'm on the clock here. Trey McBride comes back. God bless America. Anytime I can get Trey McBride coming back in the third round, I'm going to do it. So we start Justin Jefferson, T. Higgins, Trey McBride. I guess the only way I would do Jameis is if I have Malik Neighbors, if I'm getting boxed out at quarterback and it's my third quarterback, sure. But I don't want to be making a habit of going out of my way to draft Jameis Winston right now. There are still a lot of dominoes to fall. And you think about it this way. Say the C's just part for Jameis Winston to start this year. They don't sign any other free agents. They don't spend any significant capital in the draft on a quarterback. Where's Jameis's ADP going to settle? 15th round, 14th round at most? All of that is negligible as far as an ADP rise. It's not like you can't draft him because some people had him in the 18th round or whatever. Obviously, I'm talking a little bit of best ball mania, and this contest will close before the draft. But I just think you will have plenty of time to pack your Jameis Winston bags. You don't have to rush in to get him now. It is almost impossible for him to get prohibitively expensive And so I think you can just play it a little safer and just not risk the zeros, because that's ultimately kind of what we're trying to deal with right now, is not risking zeros in these early drafts, because those zeros are pretty catastrophic to your advance rates, to your ability to win, especially at the onesie position. When you're only taking 2, maybe 3 of these guys total, that zero just hurts too much. If you guys are just tuning in here on Best Ball Breakfast, we have started out with a pretty classic Peter start: Justin Jefferson, T. Higgins, Trey McBride. We are drafting a big board team here on Underdog. The contest is now 65% full. We have basically exactly a month here. This closes on April 24th. Today's date is March 24th. So yeah, we got to get our final cracks here at winning 250,000. We'll see if this ends up finishing or filling before the NFL draft, or if it's kind of right in line, but definitely anticipate this filling. Let's see here. Yeah, as I just said, and Christian Fernandez echoing, only 1 month away from the NFL draft. Very exciting times. I'm going to pour some coffee here. You know, I know why you guys all tune in. And it's for the coffee pour. It's not for me. It's not for the picks. It's not for competing against Cozy Cottage Ambient YouTube channel. It's for the coffee pours. Ooh, pretty solid. Pretty solid. Didn't spill, which last week we had a pretty big spill there. So we're going to consider that an improvement. Let's see. Lutz, this is a fun question. What would I set the over-under game started for Jameis? So I'm going to put myself in the mind of a bookmaker, and maybe this exists. I have not seen a line. If I was going to post a line where I had to accept action on both sides and I was liable to getting had by sharps, I think I would set it at Jameis Winston 6.5 games. Over under 6.5 games. Would you guys be slamming the higher or lower on that line that Pete just said on Jameis Winston? Looks like Lutz would be slamming the higher at 11.5. All right, we are back on the clock here. Let's see. We got Jayden Daniels here. Yeah, let's do some Jayden Daniels. What pick are we at here? We're at pick 44. Jayden with a 5-pick slide. Already selected tight end, so I don't need to bother with George Kittle. Happy to get a little Jayden action here. Yeah, it's funny how polarizing this Jameis Winston thing is. You know, Lute says he'd slam the higher. We have some lowers. Matt would be under closer to 3.5. Higher by barely. I said 8.5. I think I said a good line. If we have equal people higher and lower than my line, I think I set a pretty good line. Yeah, people there, you know, Tyler says people are insane with JMO, $4 million per year with a round 1 QB. That's more where I'm at. I mean, Jameis Winston, he's a folk hero in fantasy football. We all want him to be more than what NFL teams view him as. And I think he's a really good stopgap. He's a really good insurance option. But the way Jameis Winston plays football, even without much competition, he is a liable bench risk. He is the type of player that it does not matter what bumfuck QB you have behind him. If he throws 4 interceptions and a half, the team just has to bench him. They just have to bench him. They have to save face. They can't just keep going through this. And we know this is how it always ends with Jameis Winston. We love him, but we know how it ends. So I think job security with him is incredibly low. And like I said, if you want to get Jameis Winston shares, just wait until after the NFL draft. Maybe they don't get a quarterback. Maybe they don't get Dart. Maybe they get completely boxed out. And we're all looking around like, who the fuck is it going to be other than Jameis Winston? That's when we start drafting Jameis Winston. But there's just way too much risk in doing it now. Sorry to be the no fun police on Jameis Winston. Everyone just wanted me to come up like, eating W's.
Jameis Winston, let's do it. Let's ride.
All right, we're back on the clock here. We could do Chuba. We could do Chris Olave. I like both of these guys here. Let's see. Should we do a little bit more of a 0 RB build here? See what comes up. Let's go ahead and do Olave. I wanted to keep tabs on, let's see. Omarion Hampton. Yeah, where did Omarion go in this draft? Omarion Hampton. Wait. Where is he? Wow, Omarion Hampton went at 38. Okay, yeah. The draft ADP is finally catching up to some of his actual NFL draft stream. He has an ADP of 46.9. Leg Up has him ranked at 40, and he went at 38 in this draft. I had Daniel Raz from Leg Up on After Dark on Saturday night. Really fun show. Daniel Raz in just very sharp and makes me mad because he's in college and he knows his shit in a way that is intimidating for a college kid to be this on top of everything. But anyways, we had a very fun show. He shared some of his favorite NFL draft bets. We talked about some ADP inefficiencies, including Omarion Hampton. I asked him, who are some of the players he thinks are still mispriced? And he pointed to Omarion Hampton there and also gave some movie recs. So Renaissance Man, Daniel Raz, if you guys are YouTube members, you can get access to all of those After Dark streams. And I actually have some fun ones already booked for the forthcoming weekends. We're going to have Matthew Friedman and Thor Nystrom on from Fantasy Life. Both of those guys doing awesome work, specifically in the NFL draft realm for Fantasy Life. So we're going to have a bit of a, NFL draft theme to upcoming After Dark shows here in the coming weeks, and excited to chat with those guys. And like I said, you become a YouTube member, the Best Ball Value Hounds tier, and you'll get access to all of those premium shows. And as I've mentioned a few other times, I also have created a audio feed for those as well. I know some people prefer to get that content in podcast form. And so through Spotify, I was able to set up a separate subscription. And basically you could choose, do I want it via YouTube or do I want it via Spotify? The Spotify one does still include the video, but you get your own private RSS feed. Essentially, you can put it in your podcast app. I post those late on Saturday night into Sunday morning. So you pull up your podcast app and you'll have an After Dark premium episode waiting for you in audio form. I have a link down below if you want that subscription. Does not matter to me which one you subscribe to. Just wanted to give the people options, as always, for consuming their content. Oh yeah, Easy got clickbaited by me on X. I said I was going to do a ice water face bath before every pick. I should commit to the bit. Old Peter, young Peter, pre-dad Peter would have committed to a bit like that. I should have done it. That actually, it would be messy, I think, but I should have done it. If you guys haven't seen this guy, Ashton Hall, I believe is his name, an influencer, has blown up on X over the weekend, doing a bunch of ridiculous, self-improvement, self-care kind of viral TikToks and videos. And they're so absurd that they feel like intentional comedy. The truth is probably somewhere in between as far as how orchestrated those are, but highly entertaining stuff. I should get myself a Saratoga water sponsorship while I am at it. All right. We are on the clock here. We missed out on Omarion Hampton. This seems like a nice spot to take our first running back. Let's go ahead and take Quinshon Judkins. Normally when I'm on the clock here, I feel like I only have the opportunity to select David Montgomery or James Conner. Let's go ahead and get a little rookie love here. Oh, wow. Brandon Merchant coming in hot here with 10 gifted memberships. My favorite farmer, Brandon, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Shout out to all of the new members. Compliments of Brandon. Be sure to tell him thank you. Tip your farmer's cap his way. Unironically, it's a great to do. Yeah, I mentioned it in my newsletter, but I got a cold plunge a couple months ago. So I'm in on the cold plunge fad. Ironically, the face is the one part of it that I don't do because I just go up to my shoulders. But I've been doing 3 minutes at 43 degrees pretty much every day. And so, yes, I'm on the trend, but maybe I need to add the ice bowl to my stack, to my wellness stack. Shout out to the new dads and best balls summer 2024 there from Brandon. Brandon, remind me, did you post in the Discord here? Yes, that was you. Okay, yeah, you posted a shot of you in the hospital waiting room there. So congratulations. I didn't think I saw the final update, boy or girl, or how things went, but hopefully you and mom and baby are doing well. All right, we're back on the clock here. Jakobi Meyers, Ricky Pearsall, Egbuka. Let's see. These are fun options here. Man, which of these three? I've done Egbuka before. Let's do a little Ricky Pearsall. Ricky's the slight ADP value. I don't believe I had a chance to take him. We can give ourselves a chance to maybe get Brock Purdy out of value. And now we got our team through 7 rounds. Jayden Daniels at quarterback, Quinshon Judkins at running back, 4 wide receivers, Justin Jefferson, T. Higgins, Chris Olave, and Ricky Pearsall, and Trey McBride at tight end. Man, playoff Rondo, do not quit your job to become an NFL evaluator. Hampton is a poor man's Scatabo. I believe the NFL is going to wildly disagree with this assessment. What are the current odds on new piece of Peter Spa equipment? I actually, my in-laws were over last night. We had them over for dinner, and they hadn't seen my cold plunge, and my mother-in-law was pretty horrified by it. She said something along the lines, I've made it through however many years of my life without needing this, and I don't need to start now. I wasn't even inviting her to use it. She was just so opposed to the concept of willingly submerging yourself in 43-degree water. But I love how it feels. Wow, Gray Rock doing 12 minutes at like 8 degrees. Yeah, there is actually a really funny TikTok account that like splices people who are talking. It's generally about business, and he'll just exaggerate them all in a very funny way. There'll be like some entrepreneur type that's like, I actually split my day into 3 days or I split each day into 6-hour chunks. So I'm actually getting 4 days for each day of my life. Everyone else is just getting a day, but I'm getting 4 days. And then the guy will hop in and he's like, I'm splicing my life into 1-minute days. Every minute is a new day. Has Golden's ADP moved at all since the combine? He's moved up, definitely. But I would argue maybe not enough. He's at 80 right now. I mean, what was he pre-combine? Not that much higher? 90? Someone in the chat could let me know. I don't remember, but I don't feel like a meteoric rise with Golden. Nick loves the Kittle and Pearsall stack with Purdy. Yeah, that's a nice one. Uh-oh, Gretsch is fudding Pearsall? Uh-oh, I haven't heard this one yet. Yeah, I mean, it feels a little bit like the McMillan bet, Jalen McMillan bet, where you're hanging your hat on, maybe some stuff that isn't quite as sticky. It was just a really weird season for him. We really didn't get to see him as a full-time player until the very end. But I think the thing with both the Bucs offense and the 49ers offense is we know there's opportunity for big plays. We know there's opportunity for the entire offense to put up 40 points. We know there's lots of contingent upside. As Nick was saying, just being able to get access to this offense via stacks. I don't want to be fading those type of situations, even if you are paying a little bit of a premium in ADP to their, true value. Or if you were paying a price per target, maybe you are overpaying slightly. But I think the way the outcomes can break for players like those guys are still things I very much want in my portfolio. Yeah, I think it was because Pearsall had poor targets per route run numbers. Yeah, and it's hard to untangle, how much of that was because of the competition in the offense as well, right? There are a lot of, dare I say, mouths to feed there. Let's see. Let's go Hockenson here. Hockenson slides about 10 picks past ADP. We have Justin Jefferson. So this will put JJ McCarthy on the radar. Someone I'd be very happy to select as my, QB3, potentially QB2. Let's go ahead and grab Hockenson here at tight end. And now we have both McBride and Hockenson here. What's up, Gray Rock? Gray Rock says he loves the channel. Appreciate that. If you guys are new here, we are going to be ramping up our streaming in the coming month after Best Ball Mania is where we will really get rolling. But yeah, have some fun ideas in store for this Best Ball summer. Excited to get those rolling. And I should also say, you see it in the chat here, I'm debuting a new video on the Deposit Kingdom channel after today's show. Let's just say I received some top secret info on Donald Trump's executive orders and plans to reshape the NFL and the fantasy football landscape. I've obtained some top secret footage, and I will be revealing those in a video on the Deposit Kingdom channel. Today, that video is going to debut. That'll be in about 2 hours over on the Deposit Kingdom channel. So make sure you guys are subscribed. If you are watching this stream, you'll be immediately redirected over to watch that. I'm excited for you guys to see this video that I have been working on now for a while here. Also, we're going to have a special guest at the end of today's stream. I'm going to have on the man who won the Fast Puppy. His name is Ray's. His name is, okay. I finally am excited, all right? I have not had a chance to get Travis Hunter on stream in a long time. I don't think since I've made the video. And God damn it, I am selecting Travis Hunter. His ADP is now up to 103. I'm not going to let you assholes snipe me on Travis Hunter. This price is still too cheap. And very excited to add Travis Hunter as my wide receiver 5 here, right around his new ADP. But what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. Raymond, who won the Fast Puppy. You might know him from Davis Maddox chat. You might know him from Twitter. This is his first podcast appearance that I know of. He's been talking a lot of shit. He's ready to make some waves. So I'm going to have him on here in about an hour or so, 11:45. Raymond's going to come on, and maybe we can get him to spill his secrets to winning Best Ball in 2025. Jonathan says it's going to be incredible or a dumpster fire, no in between. Oh, man. I don't know if that's a lot of pressure on me or on Raymond. Did you hear it? Raymond, if you're watching right now, it's either a dumpster fire or incredible. Let's find ourselves on the right side of history. A Travis Hunter clip right now? God, you're right. I should have a Travis Hunter clip. The problem is, his ADP is already rapidly moving. I'd be worried about a clip, what that would do for him. I'd also worry about the clip mushing him. But I do think Travis Hunter is too good to be mushed. Normally, the prospects we mush are a little more fragile as prospects, a little bit more on the sleeper side. Nick is telling me things that were in my video. This actual clip, Nick, about Harmon comparing Hunter to OBJ is in my Travis Hunter video. I am aware. I am aware, sir. Yes, our guest today, every time I talk to him, his advance rate in the puppy goes up 1 to 2 percentage points. I think by the time he comes on the air, he will have had an 85% advance rate in the puppy, and we will get his secrets. There he is. There's the man, the myth, the legend. I see your DM. You said 11:45, right? That is correct, Raymond. That is correct. 11:45. You use that StreamYard link to hop in here, and we make some magic. We make some magic. Gray Rock promising that if he wins, I will come on this show first. Okay, that's what I like. That's what I like. I need an army of people who I think everyone should be forced to pledge their allegiances in advance of the bank. You have to put it in ink now. If you win one of these tournaments, let's say $50,000 or greater prize, whose show are you doing first? Because you're going on a media tour. You're going on a media tour. You're going to milk this for all it's worth. Whose show are you going to do? Whose show are going to do? Because I want to keep receipts. I need to keep receipts. All right, Chief Smoke pledging his allegiance. I should have, I like what the Badge Bros do. They have their winners circle. It's a little easier to do it for daily slates, right? Because there's more winners. Maybe I need, like a monthly winners circle, a parade of best ball champions to come through after the season. Disbanded Brotherhood. I don't do shows. Hey, I respect that. There's something to be said. I mean, has anyone, speaking of this, the guy who won Best Ball Mania, I think his handle's like LGREW, couple of numbers. Has he done any media? Has he done a single podcast? I know he's drafting a ton. I know people say they see him in the lobbies on both Underdog and DraftKings, but has that individual revealed themselves? I believe that is our first Best Ball Mania champion who has remained pseudo-anonymous, right? Unless I'm missing something. If I missed it, someone let me know, but I have not seen that individual pop up anywhere. Yeah, haven't heard a peep. All right, we are back on the clock here. Look, oh my quarterback options. You know what? I do not think I've drafted Marvin Mims yet. Let's do Mims. I don't love this pocket here for running backs. And then we are going to absolutely have to slam some running backs in the mid rounds. Speaking of this range for running backs, tomorrow on ADP Chasing, they're going to exclusively, probably not exclusively knowing them, but the premise for their show is going through this 0 RB range. Basically from, 7th round into the 12th, 13th round, looking at all of these players, trying to figure out who are the targets, who are the fades. So be sure to tune into that. If you guys missed it last week, ADP Chasing is now at a new time. They will be live every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Eastern. They also have a new co-host, Jacob Sanderson. Really enjoyed the first show. Great dynamic with those four, Jacob, Davis, Corain, and Mike Show posting. And then Davis is going to be joining us regularly on Ship Chasing. That will be every Thursday, 3 p.m. Eastern. So a few free agency moves for the Ship Chasing conglomerate. Very excited to have Jacob and Davis joining us in expanded roles this summer. And I believe on Thursday for Ship Chasing, we're going to do a Dynasty Superflex mock draft. We do this every year before the NFL draft, get some of our friends in the Dynasty streets. I'll bust out my conditional formatting in the Google Sheets. I'm a man in the streets, but a freak in the conditional Google streets, and we'll have a great time. All right, we're back on the clock. I think what I need to do is pull the trigger on a running back. And what I'm going to do here is a bit of a reach on Jordan Mason. I think Mason is undervalued. I'm obviously taking him pretty far ahead of ADP, but I like it in that I need running backs desperately. And I already have Justin Jefferson and TJ Hockenson. So I'm going to make, my correlated bet, a big bet, dare I say, on this Vikings offense. And we might have to look back on this draft and see, did I play too fast and loose with running back? Or am I able to walk the tightrope walk of this 0 RB squad? We shall see. Because right now, all I have is Quinshon, Judkins, and Jordan Mason at running back. Here's the full team for the audio listeners, who I will always service. Jayden Daniels at quarterback, Quinshon, Judkins, and Jordan Mason at running back. Wide receivers looking pretty good. Justin Jefferson, T. Higgins, Chris Olave, Ricky Pearsall, Travis Hunter, and Marvin Mims, and then Trey McBride and TJ Hockenson. This is the classic meme of love your wide receivers, love your tight ends. Man, I even like your quarterback. I'm a little worried about your running backs. Guess what? I'm worried too. I am worried right now too. Holy shit. And JJ McCarthy went one pick before me. What is going on here? Danny took JJ McCarthy unstacked at pick 123. I guess who's the guy in the chat that said they were going to snipe me today? JJ McCarthy going ADP of 140 going at pick 123 unstacked. What am I missing here? What did Danny have against me? Oh, he had Jordan Addison. Okay. He had Jordan Addison. Fine. If I'm allowed to take Jordan Mason 20 picks ahead of ADP, why can't Danny take JJ McCarthy? That hurts though. That hurts. I didn't even, when I was selecting Jordan Mason, I just assumed my stack was intact. Now I'm really up a creek because JJ McCarthy was who I had put in my back pocket for this team. I thought I could pull off a 2-quarterback team with JJ McCarthy and Jayden Daniels. Now I need to catch up at running back, and I don't really have too many other viable stacks here. Is this going to be a Derek Carr-ass team? Feels like a Derek Carr-ass team. No, this you know what this is going to be? This is going to be me taking Jameis Winston. I'm going to have to take Jameis Winston on this team because we're going to say to ourselves, the Giants take Travis Hunter and Peter gets boxed out at quarterback and has to fucking take Jameis Winston. That's what's going to happen. I'm going to have to take Derek Carr and Jameis Winston on this team. That's how this works. You rewind the stream 20 minutes ago. I'm like, Jameis Winston's undraftable. Now, all of a sudden, JJ McCarthy, my quarterback, targets off the board at 123, and all of a sudden, Jameis Winston starts to look pretty good. God damn it. Danny in the chat, coming out of the woodwork, love my 2 QBs. I bet you do, Danny. I bet you do. I'm telling you, Winston to Hunter. Now, I'm gonna have to do it. At least I can say I did it for the thumbnail. You know what they say about clickbait? It's not clickbait if you deliver on the clickbait. If I put Jameis Winston in a Giants jersey on the thumbnail, I guess it's Chekhov's Winston. I got to draft him. Raymond could make this team advance. Raymond, take the wheel. It's no longer God who takes the wheel. It's Raymond. Save this team, Raymond. Get me my min cash. Get me my min cash. Yeah, the quarterback outlook is so bleak right now. Tua, Cam Ward, Bryce Young, Stafford, Geno, Darnold, Carr. Ugh. Is there any way the Giants can get both Shadur Sanders and Travis Hunter? This could be a Cam Ward-ass team as well. I think I got to take a running back here, though. I got to take a running back. We're looking at Devin Neal, Trey Benson, Jalen Wright, Dylan Sampson. Live a little with solo QB. Oh boy. Coker goes. Should we do Trey Benson or Devin Neal? Trey Benson. We already have Trey McBride. Let's do Trey Benson here. Also the earlier ADP. We're going to have to be taking a bunch of these guys anyways. I hate the spot I'm in right now. Trying to slalom through rounding out my quarterback room while also catching up at running back is just not a fun spot to be in right now. Doesn't feel good. Some drafts feel good. This one does not feel good. Yeah, I should probably chill out a little bit. I got Jayden Daniels. In the universe of this team, Jayden Daniels is the QB1. I'm barely going to be using any others. I think I got to go running back again, and then we'll figure it out at quarterback. We'll figure it out. Dylan Sampson, Jalen Wright, Tajay Spears. Maybe we do Tajay and leave a candle on for Cam Ward coming back. Maybe a little Titans sneaky correlation there if we can pull it off. Oh, I'm terrified. I'm terrified of Steph coming here. Sampson goes. Jalen Wright goes. I've taken Algier a ton. Man, Tajay Spears dropping a good bit. ADP of 138. He's here at 148. Like I said, I don't mind the little gal brain. Maybe leave the door ajar for a Cam Ward slide. We take Tajay Spears here. So we're up to 4 running backs. Quinshon Judkins, Jordan Mason, Trey Benson, Tajay Spears. That's a 0 RB ass room right there if I've ever seen one. Yeah, the Marvin Mims pick. The Marvin Mims pick is the one I think we'll look back on. The problem is I hated the running back option. I mean, you're looking at Tank Bigsby, Jordan Mason, who I already took. I mean, in hindsight, In hindsight, I just take JJ McCarthy there, right? I just say, fuck it. I know that he's not going to make it back to me. If I knew for 100% fact that this is how the rest of this draft would play out, I would have just taken JJ McCarthy instead of Marvin Mims. But my crystal ball did not tell me that JJ McCarthy was going to go at 123. I agree that the Mims pick is where I went wrong, but tell me, who should I have selected within reason at 117? Because I'm not really sure how any problem gets solved. Is Troy Franklin dead? No, he's not dead. I think he's a good late round flyer. But I think the gap between Marvin Mims and Franklin's pretty justified as of right now. Yes, I think this is the take. Hawk now in retrospect. He was the value, and I was taking him to set it up with JJ McCarthy. So then once you remove Hawk from this, especially considering how much I like taking the flyers on the rookie tight ends. So pick 93, I could end up, I could have had Bo Nix. I could have done a Bo Nix, Marvin Mims thing there. Or the problem is I guess I could have taken Ramondre. I don't know, man. It's a tricky part of the board. Scatabo, I've just been told that Scatabo is a rich man's Omarion Hampton, so maybe I should have entertained Scatabo. Seen lots of Rico Dowdle love in the chat. Rico Dowdle is still on board. Yeah. Let's see here. The quarterbacks have not made it back to me. God, this is going to be bleak. This is going to be bleak. What do the teams behind me have? They have 2 quarterbacks, 3, 2, and 2. Can't trust Danny for shit. There are so many running backs here. I think I have to lock up. Man, no. So Carr, Sanders, and Dart and Winston are probably my short list at this point. So I think we just have to take another running back. I've taken Algier a decent bit. Ford, Dobbins. Could grab Giddens. Dowdle already went. I knew it was like we all got excited about Dowdle, and then he went. Let's grab Jerome Ford. We're going to grab Jerome Ford. Jerome Ford paired with Shedeur Sanders. The world's saddest attempted correlation. Please, Browns, draft Shedeur Sanders so I can reap the correlative benefits of the 4 checkdowns he makes to Jerome Ford over the course of the season. All right, here's the team through 14 rounds. And I'm not really having fun. I'm not really having fun right now. And I'm already terrified of what Steph's going to say when she comes by. Jayden Daniels at quarterback. Quinshon, Judkins, Jordan Mason, Trey Benson, Tajay Spears, Jerome Ford. I don't even know if I like a single one of these running backs. And I click them. I click them and I don't even like a single one of them. Justin Jefferson, T. Higgins, Chris Olave, Ricky Pearsall, Travis Hunter, though. Marvin Mims at wide receiver, Trey McBride, TJ Hockenson. God. Look at this running back run. Ray Davis, RJ Harvey, Rico Dowdle, Jerome Ford, J.K. Dobbins, Isaac Guerrero, Rashad White. Bang, bang, bang. Let's just chill. This is the point I am at in my life in this specific draft is I don't want to talk about the quarterback that I need to stack Chris Olave with. I guess I can just take him now. I think I just have to take him now. I was going to take DJ Giddens if he came back, but I can't even fuck around. Like, I have to have a QB2. Derek Carr, come on down. Derek Carr to Chris Olave. Ugh. Maybe we do Derek Carr and Jackson Dart. And then when the Saints draft Jackson Dart and Derek Carr gets benched at week 13, we've perfectly middled it in that we've used 2 spots for the price of 1 quarterback. What a great way to play fantasy football. McBride is upset with me. Why is McBride upset with me? McBride should not be upset with me. I've been one of his biggest champions. I have shouted his name from the rooftops. I believe he was my highest drafted tight end last year. Trey McBride cannot be mad with me. I appreciate all the suggestions in the chat. I need them right now because I'm reeling. We have a 2-5-6-2. Jayden Daniels, Derek Carr at quarterback. Quinshon, Judkins, Jordan Mason, Trey Benson, Tajay Spears, Jerome Ford. I'm just staring at this running back room, and it looks like a running back room that could score 0 points for like 6 weeks. Wide receiver, Justin Jefferson, T. Higgins, Chris Olave, Ricky Pearsall, Travis Hunter, Marvin Mims. This might have to be just one of those 6 wide receiver teams. You just shut it down. Trey McBride, TJ Hockenson. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more picks. 5 more picks. Should they all be running backs? Should we do a 2-10-6-2 build? All right, guys. I get it. Hawk along with McBride seems like too much. Let me tell you this. Here's the thing, though. It's all about perspective. If I was able to get JJ McCarthy, and all of a sudden you guys are salivating over my JJ McCarthy, Justin Jefferson, TJ Hockenson. Also, let the record show we value hounded that Hockenson pick. Do you see this right here? ADP of 83, pick 93. Dare I say, oh! The problem is I generally agree with you. Okay, that was just if I was going to build up the counter case. The problem is there's so many good available tight ends late. I love throwing darts at these rookie tight ends late. I got excited about a JJ McCarthy Omega stack, and then I got sniped on JJ McCarthy, and now all the boo birds are coming out, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. So now we have to decide, are we going to stack? Are we going to stack Jayden Daniels with Zach Ertz? Are we going to keep taking running backs? Let's see what the teams behind us look like. Danny only has 1 tight end. I think I'm just going to commit to the bit. Danny has 6 running backs. Brew has 4 running backs. Nate has 5. Let's just take Zach Ertz. There you go. Another value hound selection that's also stacked up with my quarterback. I'm a broken man. Zach Ertz, who have I become? This is the hilarious thing about Ertz. You have a go Ertz must draft, not Ertz, and no. It's just like my Jameis Winston line. It's the perfect pick. There are good people on both sides. Benny says, I love that a Saints stack is never the plan going in, but pretty easy to build once it materializes. This was the same thing as it was last year. It was like, if all else fails, you can fucking draft Derek Carr and Jauan Johnson at the end of your draft. All right. What quarterbacks are available? Jackson Dart, Aaron Rodgers, Jameis Winston, Daniel Jones, Russ Wilson. There you go. Who are the Troy Franklin Bulls? Someone asking about Troy Franklin. Is he dead? No, he just went at pick 193. All right, we get Damian Martinez here. Needed another running back. Damian Martinez, come on down. Think another guy who could have a pretty wide range as far as his draft capital. Maybe we luck box. What? Late round 2, early round 3. Late round 2 is probably way too ambitious. Maybe we get a round 3 pick from Damian Martinez if we're lucky. We are now to a 2-6-6-3. And we have 3 more picks. 3 more picks. Would like to take at least 1 more running back dart for sure. Yeah, I think this is definitely a 7 running back team. I would like to have 1 more quarterback, but it just might not be possible. I do think I got to take Jameis Winston for the lulz. I think 20th round Jameis Winston. Someone's going to snipe me on him though, right? If we learned anything from everyone's opinions on Jameis Winston, it's that I'm not going to be able to select him in the 20th round. Martinez to the Steelers is the new Najee. All right, sign me up. Sign me up. Relax, Jake. I am done at tight end. I'm balancing my portfolio. There's only so many times I can take Mason Taylor, Elijah Arroyo, and Harold Fannin Jr. I think I've taken them in every single stream draft. One of those guys in every stream draft. This one is called the Revenge of the Olds. The Old Strike Back. Zach Ertz and TJ Hockenson said, no. Stop chasing the shiny new toy. Get someone dependable in your life, Peter. It is honestly mind-blowing that Zach Ertz is still a thing. I was resisting drafting Zach Ertz 2 years ago. And now here I am. Let the record show I do not like Zach Ertz. I'm just a stack slappy. Let the record show. That click was not an endorsement of Zach Ertz as a player. He was an endorsement of Jayden Daniels. All right, I need some more coffee. Is 27 years old now for TJ Hawk? Absolutely. Yes. The old spectrum is basically like when we're talking about olds through the lens of Underdog, it's young players are rookies and sophomores. After that, everyone's old. That's just how it works. I don't make the rules. If you're not a rookie or a sophomore, you're old. You're a dusty veteran. You should probably be taken out behind the woodshed and put out to pasture if you're not a rookie or a sophomore. All right, let's see here. We're going to have what quarterbacks are still available? Dart's still hanging around. We got some of the rookie running backs coming off the board. I do think this is another running back pick here. Oh, God, this fucker. I can't believe I just tilted getting sniped on Kendre Miller. This guy's spaghetti, man. I'm just getting sniped on every side. Spaghetti takes Dowdle and Kendre from me. Danny takes my quarterback. God damn it. Come on. Guess I'm just taking Will Shipley. Will Shipley-ass pick. Took him all last year as my late 18th round selection. Why not? Spaghetti and Danny. Just an awful Italian sandwich I'm in right now. God. This guy's... Jaden Blue. Yeah, well, you guys were talking him up in the chat last week too. That's right. This is the kind of energy I need in the chat right now from Hybrid Dad. It's easy for everyone to talk about how bad the team is until you cash. That's right. That's the theme of today. It's not winning $250,000. It's min cashing. I am just the Kendre Miller pick. Like, I just need something to hang my hat on. Just one pick to feel good. Like, you know, the Travis Hunter pick felt good. I finally got him at ADP. That's the last time a pick felt good to me in this draft. And it's just like, I can't even have Kendre Miller. Like, the dude sucks. You can't even let me have him. I'm taking Jackson Dart. I'm taking Jackson Dart. Or am I taking Jameis Winston? Screw it. This is for the people. This is for the people. Do as I say, not as I do. Jameis Winston to Travis Hunter. Eat it. Eat it. Eat the W's. Eat it. If we're going to torch this team, we're going down in style. Jayden Daniels, Derek Carr, Jameis Winston. Show me a more electric quarterback room. I dare you. Jameis Winston to Travis Hunter. It's the shit dreams are made of. Take the crab, man. I took him. I took him. Eat your vegetables type of draft. There's some weird vegetables in here. There's some mold growing on these vegetables. There's some Arctic char. There's week-old broccoli. There's some celery sticks that are fraying at the edges. Oh, I like this. TD says Giants trade back into round 1 and take Dart. Well, actually, I don't like that because I didn't take Dart. Sorry, I meant, what did I mean? What did I mean? The straight chard is what I meant, not Arctic chard. I had to throw in the Arctic there. I just meant straight chard. A Swiss chard or elite beef is a leafy green vegetable. But there is some Arctic char in there. There you go. There's your Arctic char. Arctic char in chard. Don't say it too fast. It sounds like shart. Oh, this is the internet. Tyler says, well, actually on Veggie Talk. No. They're going to put you in your place. If you mess up an extended analogy about gross vegetables, they're going to put you in your place. All right. As is tradition on these Best Ball Breakfast streams, because I want you guys to be complicit in this team, we are going to crowdsource the final pick. We're at a 3-7-6-3 right now. We're not taking a quarterback. We're not taking a tight end. Is this a 7th wide receiver or are we going 8 running backs? I'm open to all suggestions. Here's the team so far. The crowd, the chat will be helping me make this last selection and therefore becoming complicit in helping me draft this team for better or worse. The team is Jayden Daniels, Derek Carr, and Jameis Winston at quarterback. The running backs, Quinshon Judkins, Jordan Mason, Trey Benson, Tajay Spears, Jerome Ford, Damian Martinez, Will Shipley. The wide receivers, Justin Jefferson, T. Higgins, Chris Olave, Ricky Pearsall, Travis Hunter, Marvin Mims. How long ago does that Marvin Mims pick feel? And then the tight end, Trey McBride, TJ Hockenson, Zach Ertz. Felton's still available. Parker Washington's available. Keyshawn Booty. Some guy named Elijah Badger. MVS. We could do Devon Vele with Mims. Tim Patrick, Demarcus Robinson, Darius Slayton. This is the kind of shit we're looking. Oh, do we do Darius Slayton? Do we play the Jameis Winston? The problem is if Travis Hunter goes to the Giants, Darius Slayton is not playing in 3 wide receiver sets. So I don't know if that logic tracks. Jalen Hyatt. Don't make me relapse on my Jalen Hyatt love. Okay, you guys like Slayton? Yeah, I kind of like Vele. Doesn't the Hunter, if I am playing this Hunter to the Giants with Winston, that is not good for Slayton. I'm not taking Jalen Hyatt. I think I like Slayton or Vele. I just think the Vele bet's a little cleaner in the context of this team. Wow, Jackson Dart still isn't drafted yet. Wait a second. Is this true? Jonathan Phillips says it's best ball. Let me look at the rules here. NFL 25 pre-draft. You're right. God damn it. I thought I was going to have to manage this team. I was going to cut the entire team before week 1. I was going to rage drop every single player on this team. But now that it's best ball, now that I know it's best ball, I guess they got to stay. Who fucking spaghetti? That is a bit. You do not just take Devon Vele. God damn it. Are you kidding me, spaghetti? That is a dumb bit. That is just completely uncalled for. How are you making me mad about getting sniped on Devon Vele? Now I'm taking Darius Slayton ass. God. What a draft from hell. An absolute draft from hell. Spaghetti doesn't have a single other Bronco. God. This team, Spaghetti. Is Spaghetti in the chat? Is Spaghetti in the chat? I got cooked by Spaghetti. Call me al dente Pete. Actually, no, that would be if I didn't get cooked. Well, actually, al dente is when you undercook the noodles, Pete. I fucking know. We do. Limp noodle ass team. We need the Ducks. Feels like a good time to take your first running back. I'm going to recap this team for the audio listeners, and then we are going to pretend like this never happened. Like it never happened. I am disgusted. I can't even enjoy the Travis Hunter selection. I can't even enjoy it. It's this fucking spaghetti and Danny Lav. I'm gonna go full Spags. I'm gonna turn into Chris Spags, where I start hating anyone who's drafting with me. I'm gonna start entering drafts in a cloak of secrecy. Fucking Danny and spaghetti. Yeah, that's what a fucking spaghetti. Should we get some spaghetti emojis? Let's get some spaghetti emojis up in this bitch. There you go. Fucking spaghetti. There it is. I don't even have the heart to name it. God, that's why it's going to be so sweet. When this team shows up in the big board finals, and I'm just scrolling through all my teams, all my little construction numbers, my little stack abbreviations, and it's going to say fucking spaghetti. Fucking spaghetti. Vele legitimately sounds like a nice type of spaghetti. Get a nice Vele pasta. With a little marinara. Little Vele and marinara. All right. It's time for redemption. It's time for redemption. Let's do this. Let's do this. No more fucking around. Let's get the Ducks. Let's draft a banger. Let's get going. Come on, Ducks. A light bed of Duck music. All right, we got the 1-8. All right, I like this. I like this. This is redemption. Let's get a banner up here. Big board draft redemption. Steph. Here's the thing, Steph. I want you. This draft doesn't need to be graded. Okay, this is the equivalent of me writing out a paper out of a notebook, and I rip it out and I throw it into the trash. It was just a draft. It was a rough draft that I'm abandoning. I do not want Steph coming in the chat to give me a D-. Who do we got in here? Jimmy's, Jared, AA, NFA Alex, Candyman, Planet Perf, Jay Strez, who's threatening to snipe me as much as he can. Brendan Knott, Hybrid Dad. Hybrid Dad had some good energy. Love seeing you in the chat. CTZ in Hawkberg, who won't stop tagging me on Twitter to fill his big board drafts. I'm just kidding, Hawkberg. I love you. Exactly. Andrew says, this is a finger painting. It doesn't need to be graded. It's for love. We're not printing it out and hanging it on the fridge either, though, to be fair. All right, we're on the clock. Nico Collins. Come on down, Nico. No. I'm doing it for the people. This is how a horror movie starts. I ended up with Jameis Winston not selecting Malik Neighbors. What happens when I do select Malik Neighbors? We're taking Malik Neighbors for the culture, for the people. For the guy who said Malik Neighbors shouldn't ever see the light of day ahead of pick 9. Well, guess what, brother? I just took him at 8. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? The chat's going crazy for 2 Jameis teams. Repeat after me. I will not get boxed out at quarterback again. I will not get boxed out at quarterback again. I will not get boxed out at quarterback again. I appreciate that, Nick. I appreciate it. Nick says he liked that team. Hey, we need dissenting opinions here. All I know is that team did not feel good to draft. And there's no correlation between how nice a team feels to draft and how good it's going to be. In fact, those are normally some of the most dog shit teams. The entire bit about the GMs of the ADP value teams in the dailies, those teams almost never win. Never win. They're all for the screenshot equity. That's what a feel-good team. It's all for the screenshot equity. And I'm guilty of this myself. I'm chasing good grades from Steph. I'm chasing a feel-good moment. But I want to delay gratification. I want to draft a dog shit team that doesn't feel good until I wake up in week 17 and say, fucking spaghetti made it. Fucking spaghetti made it to the finals. And now we need Zach Ertz to catch 14 balls in week 17, like he did last year. Jared Morgan at the 2-hole. Jared taking Barkley at 2. Don't you know in my streamed rooms you can get Barkley at 5? All right, what are we going to do here? We started Malik Neighbors. Should we queue up Jameis Winston now? Just star method? Star method it? All right, Christian McCaffrey, come on down. Let's do it. Christian McCaffrey. 3 months ago, he said he's close to full health. So in another 4 months, he's got to be feeling the best he's ever felt in his life. Malik Neighbors, Christian McCaffrey. Chris says, if fucking spaghetti wins, will you dunk your head in a bowl of spaghetti? Yes, absolutely. How about this? I'll even lower the bar. If fucking spaghetti makes it to the big board finals, I will dunk my head in a bowl of spaghetti on stream. I'll do it for you guys. We got the Ducks. Do we need a fresh pot? Not a fresh pot. I think we got room for another pour or so. All right. Programming note. Remember, we're going to be finishing up this draft at 11:45. Raymond, a.k.a. Razor, a.k.a. the puppy winner, is going to come on for an interview. His debut interview in the best ball space. He has promised me millions of views. So I hope that comes true. Could use millions of views. And then after my interview with Raymond, debuting on the Deposit Kingdom channel is a new video. I've been working on this video for a long time. I'm very excited for you guys to see it. Donald Trump's plans to reshape the NFL in fantasy football. That'll be debuting at 12:30 Eastern on the Deposit Kingdom channel. It's pinned in the chat. You'll be redirected there as well. All right, let's see. Kyron Williams, man, CMC and Kyron. Should we take Evans? Let's just get another wide receiver. I don't trust these guys. I don't trust these piss boys on the turn. Let's grab Mike Evans. Christian McCaffrey, Malik Neighbors, Mike Evans start. The likes are looking sad and limp. Let's get the likes up. Let's get them up. Boost those numbers. Boost those numbers. He said he prefers Ray earlier in the chat. Jonathan sending $1.99 to let me know that Raymond prefers Ray. Fine. Any other super chats for clarifying how I referred to my guest today? Chase Brown being a 4th rounder doesn't make any sense to me. This is the funny thing. When people say these comments, I generally don't know which direction they mean. We need to start putting in parentheses, too cheap or too expensive. All right, we are back on the clock here. What do we want to do? You know what? I want to get in the Omarion Hampton business. Here. Daniel was getting me stoked on him. I mean, we're now looking at almost locked and loaded round 1 draft capital. Some of the mocks had him going top 10 to the Bears, which again seems kind of crazy, but if that's within the range of outcomes that we're starting to discuss with Omarion Hampton, he's going to get a lot more expensive if he goes round 1. So let's grab a share of Hampton. I was tabbing through my teams after the show with Daniel, and I was like, I don't think I have enough Omarion Hampton right now. So we grab him here at pick 41. We start Neighbors, go with CMC after that, then Mike Evans, then Omarion Hampton. I heard Raymond prefers Mr. Big 73% chest. Keep them coming. And for every super chat I will go through, welcoming to the stage, Mr. Ray, a.k.a. Mr. Big 73% chest. Do I hear 201 for Ray? Yes. We're going to do an auction through super chats. Whoever bids the most gets the final say on how I introduce my guest of honor today. Vaylay is getting some steam? Is the steam coming from fucking spaghetti? If Hampton goes at 10 to my Bears, I'm going to be depressed. Yeah, I for the record, I don't think that is going to happen. But to me, how I like to why can't I talk? First, it was Arctic Char. Interpret the mock drafts is it shows that there is steam. It shows that there are sources, rumors talking about the league being higher on Omarion Hampton than maybe previously believed. And so to me, that's where the directional accuracy of that mock draft is. It's not that he's going to go 10 to the Bears. It's that, no, we're talking about a player who's going to go round 1. And I think any running back who goes round 1 is going to very much be in the conversation to be a top 36 pick this summer on Underdog. And I think that's where we're at with Omarion Hampton. Even if you don't buy the bullshit, it's like some teams have Omarion Hampton higher than Ashton Jeanty on their board. Some of that dumb stuff, I'm fine to shoo away that kind of stuff. But there's enough smoke around Omarion Hampton now going in the first round that I think you have to be pretty excited about, at the very least, getting some nice closing line value on his ADP. Because you look at the lack of options, even in the third round, right here for running backs. We had Kyron go at the back end of the third, and we had Bucky go at the front end. There is room for one of these running backs to move up into this third round. If Hampton goes round 1, feel pretty confident that he will end up there. There are a ton of running backs on the board. This room is getting all of the wide receivers. I'm going to just go ahead and grab Jauan Jennings. We already have CMC. I don't want to get shut out too much at wide receiver. We already have 2 running backs. Let's grab Jennings here. And we're now setting ourselves up for some stacks. Purdy with Jennings, Baker with Evans. And he says with a straight face to the camera, Jameis Winston with Malik Neighbors. Tyler, if you send a super chat, this is the problem, because I'm worried you're going to do it no matter what price I set. I think for me to actually introduce my guest today as welcome to the stage, Dr. Chode, Advancer Extraordinaire, I think it'd have to be a $49.99 super chat. Please do not send that, Tyler. Do not send it. There are better ways to spend your money. The price for me to introduce the guest would be $49.99. And it should be higher. It should honestly be higher, but it did sound very funny as I said it out loud. But do not send that. All right, we are back on the clock. Familiar spot as last time. Let's see here. Let's do Jakobi Meyers. We passed on him last time. Let's get a little Jakobi Meyers in our life. Give us another. See what I'm doing? I'm not going to let myself get boxed out at quarterback. I'm going to keep taking players that give me stack options here. We'll take Jakobi Meyers. And now we have 2 running backs, 4 wide receivers. CMC, Omarion Hampton, 4 wide receivers, Malik Neighbors, Mike Evans, Jauan Jennings, and Jakobi Meyers. I'm so triggered that I thought, as I read Mark's last name here, Simonetti, I thought it said spaghetti. And I was like, this fucker. But it's just Mark. I come in peace, Mark. I'm sorry. Anytime I see an Eddie, I'm on edge this morning. But this is a spicy take. I like Judkins over Hampton. I guess I never know, like when people make these takes, is this just like a film watching take or as a prospect take? I think it's a near lock that Hampton is going over Judkins for draft capital and that there could be a pretty big spread between those two. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm terrified. These spaghettis. All right. Let's see what we're going to be cooking up here at pick 80. After I selected Meyers, the wide receivers off the board, Pearsall, Jayden Reed, Calvin Ridley, Ayuk, Matthew Golden. There's Golden going at 75. His ADP was 80. Look, you guys want to talk about value. TJ Hawkins. Oh my God. You guys see what NF Alex has tried to do here? NF Alex has tried to do my team. He took Justin Jefferson at 4, Jordan Addison at 52, and TJ Hockenson at 76. Who is going to blow up? Who's going to blow up his JJ McCarthy stack? Who's going to blow it up? Man, Judkins almost came back to me. Judkins goes at 77. Do you know who I'm excited to get here? Luther Burden. I have not been in the part of the board where I've been able to lock him up. I've gotten Igbuka a few times. Let's get Luther Burden as our 5th wide receiver here. So now we got CMC and Omarion Hampton. We got Neighbors, Mike Evans, Jennings, Meyers, and Burden. Igbuka comes off the board right after I take Burden. Any Najee love? I don't mind Najee. He's definitely starting to get more expensive. Actually, a long conversation about Najee Harris in the Ship Chasing Discord this morning, kind of debating where his price should be. I do think the main question for Najee to me, because what you're doing, right? You're making a projectable volume bet. You're hoping that Najee Harris is the lead back for the Chargers this year. Where you get into trouble is with a very deep running back class if the Chargers add a complimentary back that has some juice. And then depending on how good that running back ends up being, you start to run into some issues of I'm paying for projectable volume that might not actually be as projectable as you want. So I think that's the conversation around Najee. We know who Najee is. We know what this Chargers offense is. I think as of this moment, like this is a very fair price, but there are ways this goes bad. Like there are ways that this ADP starts to look a little frothy if they do surprise. And God, if there are surprises every year with running back rooms, there's teams that overinvest in the running back position in a way that boggles our mind. That wouldn't be shocking to me in the case of the Chargers. All right, let's go ahead and get Baker Mayfield here. Let's stack up Baker Mayfield with Mike Evans. I'm not going to get shut out at quarterback today. I think Baker here right at ADP with Evans makes a lot of sense. We now got Baker to Evans. Our running backs are CMC and Omarion Hampton, so we got some breathing room there. We got Neighbors along with Evans, Jauan, Jennings, Jakobi Meyers, and Luther Burden. And we're going to be pushing tight end down the road in this draft. Yeah, this was part of the conversation in the Ship Chasing Discord. The ADP is kind of all over the place. People were citing some picks over on DraftKings where he was going in, I believe the late 50s was the number I heard there. Nick saying 80 in my room, 60s to 70s generally. So yeah, there's a wide range on Najee. I think being price sensitive, this price is not bad. 82, it's after Montgomery, it's after Walker, it's after Connor, it's after Tracy. That seems perfectly fine. Hybrid defending his Najee pick. Ooh, you're playing with a little bit of fire at wide receiver. Hybrid Dad goes Brian Thomas and Xavier Worthy, and then gets their 3rd wide receiver in the 8th with Shaheed. Yeah, I'll be curious to see how that shakes out because you did an elite tight end with Brock, elite quarterback with Jayden, and then 3 running backs, Kamara, Walker, and Harris. Let's see if you can recover here at wide receiver. Man, I've drank so much coffee that I'm probably going to have to do a bathroom break at some point during this show. This is where the quarterback run really starts to happen here. I should look at the teams behind me. Are there any... George Kittle's on this side of the board. Brandon Ayuk's on this side of the board. I'm trying to think if I could push Brock Purdy around the horn. So there's a Daniels team with no Niners pieces. There's a Lamar team with no Niners pieces. And then there's a Bo Nix team with no Niners pieces. Am I playing with fire there a little bit, or do I just lock this up? I guess the thing is I don't have anyone I have to take here. Like there's no huge ADP value. There's no one I love. I think I'm just not going to fuck around and find out. We learned our lesson last draft. Let's just get Brock Purdy with Jauan Jennings here, and we'll get 2 quarterbacks here in the sweet spot. Baker Mayfield at ADP, Brock Purdy at ADP, both of them stacked up, and we'll live to fight another day. See, this is the information I need. My volume of drafts does not allow me the knowledge of slaps love unstacked Purdy, though. I don't have enough reps this year to know that the slaps are taking unstacked Purdy. And as Justin Herbert goes here to Ladd, yeah, I guess it's hard to tell. But again, there was no one that I had to have there. I think this is going to be ETN for me, though. I'm in on ETN at this price, 113, about a round past ADP. My 3rd running back. I do like the Jags this year. Let's go ahead and make this pick. Nothing we want to do at tight end here. Nothing we need to do at quarterback. Wide receiver is kind of dried up a bit. The next ADP is like Hollywood at 123. So I kind of like how this broke, because I was going to consider ETN at pick 104 when I just took Brock. So that worked out well. Here's the team through 10 rounds. Baker Mayfield, Brock Purdy, Christian McCaffrey, Omarion Hampton, Travis Etienne, wide receivers, Malik Neighbors, Mike Evans, Jauan Jennings, Jakobi Meyers, and Luther Burden. All right. I have to go do a bathroom break. I'm going to put on, what should I put on for you? What should I put on? You guys want, I'll give you some special bathroom break music. I need to go quickly before the pick comes around too. All right, dance pop. Have a dance party while I'm gone. Did you guys behave yourself while I was gone? Did spaghetti come and take over? Tyler says, if you need a guy to vamp, I'll volunteer my services. Only if you allow me to call you Mr. 73% Big Chest. Yes, that song is forever tethered to the world's fastest slow draft. All right, we're back on the clock. I I do not know if I've been able to select Colston Loveland yet. For a punt tight end room here, as our first tight end, getting a little upside here from Loveland. Definitely some buzz on him, being a top 20 pick. I've seen him mocked to the Jets some. Obviously, the Colts seem to be in a market for a tight end, although that wouldn't be a great landing spot. I mean, the Jets would be an awesome landing spot for Loveland, I think, for fantasy purposes. So let's grab Loveland, see how things fall. And I think at price 128, pick 128, Loveland, not too shabby there for us. Pete's using parenting tactics on the chat. I know it is. It's like if I run to the bathroom and then it's like when I come back, what is April going to be up to? April's favorite bit right now is actually running into the bathroom and just unspooling toilet paper. It's her favorite bit in the world right now. Half of my life right now is just re-rolling toilet paper. It's torturous. All right, Tua goes here. Let's see. We could do Lawrence as a third quarterback. I don't know if Lawrence this early makes sense. I think Goedert is probably the prudent pick. We could do a Jayden Higgins, Romeo Dobbs in this range. I think let's get Goedert as our second tight end. Things start to get pretty hairy. This is going to be a 3 tight end build as is, but I think Goedert with Loveland is a nice pairing there. Eat your vegetables, kind of an eat your Arctic char type of pick. Nick doesn't like the Goedert pick, Otten later. Yeah, I think we could still definitely take Otten on this team. I don't think that precludes us from doing Otten as a tight end 3. There's also this interesting out. I mean, I hadn't seen any more rumor. I mean, has there been any other follow-up other than the news that the team was allowing Dallas Goedert to seek a trade? That was the last I heard. The most likely scenario is Goedert is back with the team, but I guess that could be kind of interesting. Here's the team so far. 2-3-5-2. Baker stacked up with Evans. Brock with Jennings. Also Brock with CMC. So we got CMC, Omarion Hampton, and ETN. We got Neighbors, Evans, Jauan Jennings, Jakobi Meyers, Luther Burden at wide receiver. Pretty strong wide receiver room. Nice little mix of youngins and veterans there. Jauan Jennings, Jakobi Meyers. Talk about back-to-back professional-ass wide receiver picks there. And then Colston Loveland and Dallas Goedert at tight end. Travis Hunter, watch. He went right at where he went last draft. Pick 101 here to the Candyman. Wow, look at Alex. So Alex was able to get his JJ McCarthy at 141. There you go. He set it up. Jefferson at 4. Addison in the 5th round. Hockenson in the 7th. And then was able to get JJ McCarthy at or around ADP. Must be nice. Must be nice. Cam Scatabo goes 117 in this draft. Scatabo is such a fascinating pick. He has to be one of the most polarizing guys too, as far as how people think about him, how the NFL is going to treat him. Feels like a very wide range of outcomes for Scatabo. I think you could say it about a lot of these running backs. We're on the clock here. All right, this works out well. I was eyeing Jayden Higgins. A. Schmall was excited about Higgins, says he's a smash going in round 2. I get him right at ADP here as my 6th wide receiver. That works out well. Jayden Higgins, welcome to the squad. Some fun rookies on this team. Omarion Hampton at 41, Luther Burden at 80, Colston Loveland at 128, and Jayden Higgins at 152. Yeah, copy paste says Scatabo feels like someone would look back in a year and can't believe people took him over Mason and Dowdle. Yeah, the reason I don't think you would have regrets about it right now because you are playing the mystery box game with these rookies before the NFL draft because the wins can be so big where it's just very unlikely that guys like Rico and Mason smash their ADP without an injury. Whereas some of these rookies can smash their ADP just on their own accord. So I get it now. But I mean, I agree with you. Like it could be one of those in a year we look back on big board ADPs and we have a nice laugh about Cam Scatterbo. All right, we are back on the clock. It's time for another running back. I feel like every single goddamn time I'm on the clock, it's Trey Benson. Should we just mix it up? Let's do RJ Harvey this time. If we're looking at ADP, there's a bunch of running backs in this range. None of them are, you know what? Actually, let's do Isaac Guerendo. No, I already have fucking CMC. I hate this range of the draft. We're going to go with RJ Harvey. Haven't been able to select him a ton. Have more get-ins in this range than him. And truthfully, I'm just bored selecting Trey Benson and Tyler Algier, who are good picks, but I'm just bored. And I'm having fun selecting rookies. So RJ Harvey, come on down. Tyler's been bringing the gym to DraftStrings where it's easier as a guest than host. There you go. Yeah, we were spitballing this a couple weeks ago. You would have to set up the camera in the gym. The new version of Underdog Cardio Club. There were always lots of people who were like, win Underdog Weight Club. So there you go. It can be the change you want to see in the world. Pete has become the board drafter after only 14. Yeah. Big board's actually spelled B-O-R-E-D. One of the all-time great Norm Macdonald jokes. Chairman of the board. Rest in peace, Norm Macdonald. Hybrid Dad's working out right now. Nice. I am looking forward to Cardio Club drafts. Definitely looking forward to Cardio Club drafts. Quite the run on running backs in this round 14 range. After I took RJ Harvey, Trey Benson, Jalen Wright, Tyler Algier, Ray Davis, DJ Giddens. Pretty nice sweet spot right before me. Dylan Sampson and Devin Neal went. I guess this is kind of an interesting question for this team. Geno Smith is gone. We are back in the is this a 3 quarterback team? We'll have to decide. We shall decide. This could be like a Sanders or Dart 3rd quarterback team, or we could just rock a 2 quarterback team. I think Baker and Brock are pretty steady. Don't have to force anything, but we could just take Jameis for the bit. Brady says, is it me or are there more RB values in the 12 to 14 range last year? I would say it feels like there's more values this year because we have such a deep class coming in that everything's getting pushed down. I mean, this is a pretty solid room. God, Kate Otten got stolen from me. Can't believe I'm worried about getting sniped on Kate Otten. Let's take, how we looking at running back, CMC, Omarion Hampton, ETN, Harvey. Let's go ahead and grab another upside wide receiver. Let's go Jalen Noel here. Now up to 7 wide receivers. It does get pretty gross after this stretch here of rookies. So getting to 7 here, we did 5 picks through the first 80, and then we tack on Jaden Higgins at pick 152 and Jalen Noel at 176. And then we can kind of round out the running back room. We're not scrambling at any position right now, which is nice, which is the complete opposite of last draft where we felt behind at both quarterback and running back. Hybrid Dad did the Geno Smith with Brock pick. Derek Carr with Shaheed. So he got to the 3 quarterbacks with Daniels in a stacked fashion. Should we do another rookie here? We do Damian Martinez again times 2. We do Braylon Allen in this one. I don't really want to take Eckler. Sorry, Austin. I love you, but let's do Braylon Allen here today. We'll mix it up. So now we got CMC, Omarion Hampton, ETN, RJ Harvey, and Braylon Allen at running back. And we got 4 more picks with a 2-5-7-2 build. We got Ray joining us here in about 10 minutes to talk some ball, talk some best ball. He's going to teach me how to advance more than 16% of my teams. Yeah, this is how I kind of feel as well. And again, I think there's types of rooms where, you know, Austin Eckler, if you're kind of buying some safety, you know, he's going to have a role. But it's really hard to even use the word safety with any running back this late. It's just the scenarios where Austin Eckler destroys his ADP just seem pretty few and far between. Braylon Allen, still super young, showed out when he got the ball last year. Standalone role, kind of Tyler Algier-esque, and then, you know, still pretty big contingent upside. It's just hard to take Eckler over any of the guys like that, even, you know, Damian Martinez. But Jimmy from the one hole says, nah. I got this. Eckler and Nick Chubb. Where do we think Nick Chubb is still a free agent, right? I mean, where is Nick Chubb going to land? Two, 5, 7, 2. What quarterbacks are still kicking around? We got our guy Jackson Dart and Jameis Winston. But like I said, I don't think I need to force the 3rd quarterback if something lands in my lap. Running back, we're sitting good. I could get redemption on Kendre Miller, but the Kendre Miller pick was I'm going to do Harold Fannin. Still like him a lot. Dwayne over at Fantasy Life is really bullish on his prospects. I think Loveland, Fannin, and Goedert is a pretty fun tight end room here. And we'll just keep the rookie good times rolling. Our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7th rookie selected here. Chubb to the couch. Chubb's going to get signed in camp after a team identifies a need for a big body like Hunt last year. Chubb to the squat rack. Chubb to the running back coach for his local high school. Somewhere like Cincy. He's definitely going to go somewhere. Nick Chubb, I can't see Nick Chubb retiring right now. He's going to want to give it one more last go. Maybe he goes ring chasing. The problem is I probably not going to be relevant for fantasy. But I would have said the same thing about Kareem Hunt last year, and look how that turned out. It's a pretty big parlay to hit, though, right now. Nick Chubb feels like one of those guys you start drafting at the very end of August when we know exactly where he is, how the depth chart's shaking out. We can start telling ourselves the story of contingent upside. But the mere fact that people are talking about him not playing shows that there's probably better picks than Nick Chubb at 193 right now. I'd rather just take shots on these rookies. Ollie Gordon, Brashard Smith go after him. Three more picks here. Let's see. We could do Jackson Dart as the third quarterback. We could grab another rookie wide receiver here. Restrepo. Should we just keep loading up on these rookie wide receivers? Why not? I mean, these are how my favorite teams look in the big board, where it's just like you have 4 really good veterans at the top: Neighbors, Evans, Jauan, Jennings, Jakobi, Meyers, and then it's just bam. Let's just try to identify the wide receiver that smashes their ADP. Let's get a Jalen McMillan in this batch. Luther Burden, Jaden Higgins, Jalen Knoll, and Restrepo as our last wide receivers here. Don't worry. I am thinking about the poetic nature of selecting Jameis Winston on back-to-back teams after saying there's no need to select Jameis Winston right now. I am considering it. Did Besh go? Yeah, Besh went at pick 198. Jalen Royals went at 194. I took Restrepo at 209. Let's see. Isaiah Bond went at 189. Yeah, we got a 2583 here. I see Ray in the hopper. Ray, are you going to be ready to go here in a couple minutes when I land this plane? This is what I like. I like it when people say this team kind of fucks. You know, I appreciate that. We are going to crowdsource the last pick again. So everybody start thinking, who is the guy this team needs? We're at a 2583 right now. I'll recap it here for the audio listeners, and so you guys can start getting your ideas for Mr. Irrelevant. We got Baker and Brock at quarterback. We got CMC, Omarion Hampton, Travis Etienne, RJ Harvey, and Braylon Allen at running back. We have Malik, Neighbors, Mike Evans, Jauan Jennings, Jakobi Meyers, and then 4 rookies: Luther Burden, Jaden Higgins, Jalen Knoll, and Restrepo at wide receiver. And then we got Colston, Loveland, Dallas Goedert, Harold Fannin Jr. A rookie sandwich there with some Dallas Goedert in between. The Tampa Bay running back angle is interesting to me. I feel like, was it last week? Was it last week we talked a lot about Sean Tucker? Let me do my weekly poll. How many big boards is everybody up to? How many big board drafts do you guys have under your belt right now, with the contest at about 65% full? $79, $51, $33, $75, $120, $150, $120, $93, $44. Paul's already maxed. $75 and calling it quits. All right, let's see here. Do we have a Sean Tucker still available? I don't mind that angle. I like getting the yeah, let's do Sean Tucker. So that way we have a running back tied to each of our quarterbacks. I always like those correlations for best ball purposes. So we're now at a 2683. I think this is probably this is either Jameis Winston meme pick or one more rookie wide receiver dart wide receiver dart. What's it going to be, Chad? I said I would let you guys make this pick. You kind of already crowdsourced the Sean Tucker pick. I was influenced by the chat on the Sean Tucker pick. Should we do Winston for the bit? Everyone wants it. I mean, I think we have to do it for the poetry. Let's do it. If I'm going to put Jameis Winston on the thumbnail in a Giants jersey, we got a Jameis Winston to Travis Hunter team, and now a Jameis Winston to Malik Neighbors. I do it for you guys. I did it for you guys. Wow, Steph, I was wondering where you were. Steph, this is a B. I have 146 drafts. You are 146 deep. All right. I guess I'll allow you to grade my drafts if you've done 146. All right. I'm going to recap this team once more here for the audio listeners, and then we're bringing Ray on. Ray, I see you in the hopper. Turn on your camera. It's about to be showtime, brother. It's about to be showtime. Turn on that camera, and then we will get rolling here after I recap this team. Okay, let's turn off the Ducks. Recap the team, and then we will bring Ray on. Okay, final team here. Baker Mayfield, Brock Purdy, and Jameis Winston. Running backs, CMC, Omarion Hampton, Travis Etienne, RJ Harvey, Braylon Allen, and Sean Tucker. Our wide receivers, Malik Neighbors, Mike Evans, Jauan Jennings, Jakobi, Meyers, Luther Burden III, Jayden Higgins, Jalen Noel, Xavier Restrepo. Tight ends, Colston, Loveland, and Dallas Goedert. And then wrapping it up with Harold Fannin Jr. All right. Let's now bring on our guest of honor today. Let me get my overlays all set here. Dun, 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 dun. There he is. It's Ray Zanni. Zanni, how do you say your last name, brother?
Zanni.
Zanni. Beautiful. Welcome to Best Ball Breakfast. I'm glad to have you.
Go.
Uh-oh, Ray. We are off to an inauspicious start. Is it just me, guys, or is the... Sorry, your internet was cutting out for a second. Are you good?
We live?
We're live. You are
live.
On the air.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, man. I've been listening to you for years. You know, I've been doing the FanDuel thing for a while. I want to make sure everybody knows that this underdog thing wasn't a one-off. I've took down a couple contests at FanDuel over the years. We can get into that later. But yeah, man, thanks for having me on. Let's go.
And let the people know. I know you're infamous in best ball circles, but for people who don't know, what did you win on Underdog last year?
I won the fast puppy, 200 grand.
200 big
200
ones.
macaroonies.
What have you done with your winnings? Are you investing it all back in the ecosystem? Did you make any big purchases? How did that go?
Bought a couple things. You know, I took my daughter to LA a couple weeks ago, went to Disneyland, went to Universal Studios, traveled across the country, did the Hollywood Hills, everything. It's nice. She's 18. I kind of get to chill out now while we take her on vacation. Second time to LA, I went to the Bengals Rams Super Bowl a couple of years ago down there, took her there, so flew back down there.
And
that was the first I did.
And it sounds like you have a very excited puppy as well. In your background, I'm getting lots of dog barks here. That's
my boy Nacho. That's my boy Nacho, officer of the court around here. That's the one thing I didn't take into consideration doing this. I do got him locked in the room, so hopefully he settles down for the next 45 minutes.
Now, you got a nice colored shirt on. Did you get dressed up for the stream, or are you coming and going from your day job?
Come and go from day job. I do mortgages. That's my main job. This is my 19th year of mortgages. Shout out Gate City Mortgage. If anybody's listening in the chat, needs a loan, hit me up. Put hashtag Pete Overzet. I'll get you a free appraisal. Promo code Pete Overzet, free appraisal, and let's go, man. Rhode Island, Mass, Connecticut, New Hampshire.
You know, I'm used to people coming on this stream. You know, they promote their channels, they promote their tout site. This is the first time a mortgage offering for a free appraisal has been touted there. Okay.
Promo code Best Ball Breakfast.
Promo code Best Ball Breakfast. There you go. We haven't discussed my kickback break. What kind of commission am I get on all in my referrals here, Ray?
We'll figure that out. You're a Massachusetts guy. You're right around the corner, so we can figure that out.
All right, and yes, you are you preside in the smallest state in the union, correct?
Rhode Island.
Wow. And would you consider yourself the best ball player in all of Rhode Island?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, how much competition do you think there is? Is there a legion of best ball drafters in Rhode Island?
My friend's seen me hit this, so I think I added about 30 guys to the best ball community. A lot of them were with me when it happened. It happened right on the Jahmyr Gibbs 40-yard busted touchdown in the 49er game. So they were all here. I run a dot league, so a lot of my friends are here all the time. I run in my garage. So another shout out, Corruption League Dots. So
I think one of the interesting things about you talk a lot about your advance rate last year. What was your advance rate? Was that across all contests or just in this specific contest that you won? What was that number?
That was across all the underdog contests. There was 225. I think I advanced 165 of them. I didn't even show the people my DraftKings. DraftKings was very similar too. I didn't even get into that. I'm incognito on that. I'm not Razor 33 on DraftKings.
What do you attribute your high advance rate success? For people who don't know, average would be around 16%, a little over 16%. So anything over that is impressive. And then your number is incredibly impressive. How did you pull that off?
Drafting like I was right on the running backs. I had a good feeling, good grasp on the running backs last year. I was drafted. There was a cloud. It was like Chubba Hubb. It was like Joe Mixon. Who was it? Joe Mixon, Kenneth Walker, and there was another guy. I hit on Mixon. I hit on Chase Brown, being a Bengals fan. I had him in a lot of contests. Hit on Jonathan Taylor. God forbid, if he didn't drop that touchdown, I might have took down the BPM 5.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So last year was definitely the revenge of the running backs. All those free agency players, running backs who changed teams during free agency, smashed. What was your Barkley and Henry exposure?
To be honest, I had zero Barkley.
Really? Zero Barkley?
I swear to God, man, I had like zero Barkley. I can show you. I had like Mixon, Chubba Hubbard, Chase Brown, Jonathan Taylor. That was probably my most four exposed guys, and somehow that caught me through. And the other secret, the guys don't like it. I like drafting 4 quarterbacks. I know I get a lot of heat. I know I get a lot of heat for that, but I like drafting the 4 quarterbacks or drafting 4 tight ends, have 3 and 4 or 4 and 3, however it flows. Baker Mayfield.
Who do you think should get credit for the 4 quarterback movement? You or Gritty?
I'm not sure who Gritty is, but I know that was my thing. 2 years ago, best ball, what was this? Best ball 5? So best ball 3. I made it. I played 70th in the BBM 3, and I had no quarterback. So I learned a lesson from that. They were all hurt, whatever happened. And then the best ball last year. Yeah, let me shut that off. Best ball last year, I didn't do good. I had way too much Kadarius Toney. That was wild. He stinks. And then this year was just a lot of Baker, a lot of Joe Burrow. There was the quarterback group with Jared Goff, Baker Mayfield, Trevor Lawrence. I had some Hebert, and I was just mixing and matching them 4 guys.
Ray, do you think you mentioned that you might be getting into the streaming business, doing some more podcasting appearances? I'm going to tell you what, you're going to have to figure out how to get your dog to chill if you want to become a professional best ball streamer, man.
I'm worried. I'm working on it. He's an officer of the court, so he gets the pass this time. If you see him on Twitter, he's a good dog. He's my profile picture. I'll get him.
I believe he is. He's upstaging you right now. Right?
I brought him out here. He's Mr. Steal Your Girl. These people would love him.
I bet.
He's a good dog. Yeah. Maybe I'll move him in the garage, but he's all right.
So what things do you think some of your strategies? Can you just copy them over to 2025, or are you adjusting how you're approaching drafts for the current landscape?
I'm adjusting. It's a learning progress right now. We're all in the beginning of this, so I'm trying to figure out just be different, man. Differentiation's a big thing. You see these guys, a lot of 2 quarterbacks, 3 quarterbacks, 6, 3, however they're doing it. Just figure out a way to be a little different.
Yeah.
Draft like I'm right on the running backs and the receivers. I think the tight ends are big too.
Why not draft like you're right on the quarterbacks?
I want more volume on the quarterbacks and the tight ends. Them big tight end spike weeks when you get a guy like Gesicki that puts up 25, a guy like Jonnu Smith, who puts up 25, and all these other tight ends are putting up 7, 10, 11. I think that's a good way. And if you get 4 of them and you hit on that tight end, like 4 of them guys at the bottom, I think that's a big way to get a little different. I don't know. I could be completely wrong. This isn't financial advice, people.
Oh yeah, please offer that.
I want to make that clear. This isn't financial advice.
And you said that a lot of people in the best ball community have been wanting you to start a best ball podcast.
Yeah, a lot of people have reached out to me. I wanted to come on this. Like I said, I've been listening to you for years, Pete. And to be honest with you, I thought you were a kind of what's the word I want to use? I can't say douchey, right? And then I realized I just said it. Then I realized you were from Massachusetts, and I understood it. And I was like, I kind of like this guy. I want to reach out to him and get on a show with him. And I'm happy to be here.
You might have to update your priors because I just live in Massachusetts. I'm not from here originally. This douche emanates from Colorado.
Colorado. All right.
Yeah, exactly. So
how'd you get to Massachusetts from Colorado?
I drove.
You drove? What brought you there, should I say?
My wife.
All right.
If you think I'm a douche, what do you think of Davis Maddock?
I didn't say you were a douche. I said kind of douche. I didn't say it.
My bad. Yeah.
I mean, there's a little different context. Davis Maddox. I came to Peace, brother. He came at me on a show. He was on the Liam show, and he goes, "This Ray Zanni guy's kind of a character." So that was the first thing that kind of slid, and then I ended up in a draft with him. And I had Bryce Young, and he tried like snaking me, and he called me out on the draft. He goes, "I'm about to send a message," and he drafted like Javadian Sanders. And dude, I swear to God, right? So I'm like, dog, I wasn't even taking Javadian Sanders. I was taking somebody else. So I clicked my guy I was taking in like 0.1 second. I hope he noticed that. Is he here? Because I'll acknowledge him. He ignores me on his stuff.
No, I mean, I'm sure Davis is lurking in the chat. Would you say, do you guys have kind of a beef going, would you say?
No, I don't have beef with nobody, man. You know, when I won this thing, I had a lot of people. There's a lot of good people in this community. I had a couple people hating, saying some dumb stuff. And then, you know, I had a lot of guys that were reaching out to me saying, "Congratulations, man. You know, you did a good job. How'd you come to this lineup?" You know, people just looking for a little advice. So I met a lot of good people on this community. Just being honest.
Who are some of the other drafters you respect the most that you think are good players?
Liam, man, I like looking for his name in the draft. There's a lot. I can lift up about 20 guys that I like seeing their names in the draft. And I know it's going to be a good one when I see their names.
Yeah. And what do you think of Davis as a drafter?
Drafts too many rookies, bro. Everything. Every one of his shows, he just talks about the same thing. No offense, Davis, but it's the same thing. I do showdown formats on FanDuel. I took down the Chicago Bears Seattle showdown this year for like 30 grand. So I do the showdowns. I took down the Jalen Hurts Quez Watkins game a couple years ago, and I took down a big FanDuel the Gazeki Miami Dolphins game not too long ago also. So yeah, I definitely.
All right, I definitely am interested in talking about the showdown stuff, but I want to stick on best ball. What do you have against rookies? Why do you think rookies are bad picks?
I don't think they're bad picks. I just think if you draft 8 of them on your team, especially in this, I just don't see how you can win. If you want to draft 2 on one team and then 2 on another team, I'm going to draft rookies. I'm just kind of going. I've been drafting a few here now, but I'm just waiting to see.
Do you know how many rookies do you think were on the winning big board team last year?
Bucky Irvin, Jalen McMillan. Those 10. Are probably
there were 10 rookies on it. I'll list them off. Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas, Brock Bowers, Jayden Daniels, Xavier Worthy, Bucky Irving, Marshawn Lloyd, Ray Davis, Ricky Pearsall, and Jacob Cowan. 10 rookies on the winning big board team last year.
I could be wrong. I just don't see how it happens, you know. That's just it.
Well, it happened last year, but yes, maybe it doesn't happen this year. This year's rookie class isn't as good as last year, so that would be the argument against it this year. But it definitely worked last year.
It worked. Hopefully, it works again for Davis Maddox. Love to see him win it. Has he ever won one? or anything?
Davis, no. I mean, nothing has ever worked for Davis Maddock, but I am just saying rookies have worked for other people. There. It does. You said you don't have a beef with Davis Maddock. It sounds like you kind of have a beef with Davis.
No, I'm just asking. I ask him on his stream, and he doesn't answer me, so I figure maybe he'll answer me here. I don't know. It's just questions. That's all. I'm trying to learn just like everybody else.
No, that's why, I think, between you and me, just you and me, I think Davis has gotten on a big of a high horse, with his streaming, and he's big time now. And when I knew that I could have the winner of the puppy on my stream and that Davis hadn't taken you up on your offer. Yeah. You asked to go on his stream, right?
Yes, I did. He was the first one streaming. I said, dude, I'll come on your stream. Like I said, I came in total peace.
Yeah.
And then that one comment, the character comment, I let that kind of go. And then Jabavian Sanders saying, I'm going to prove a point. That's when I'm like, all right, dude, you're going to prove a point. I've been playing fantasy for 32 years.
I love that.
What's that?
The origin of this beef goes all the way back to Jatavian Sanders. He's really the one that fractured this relationship.
He called me out on it, said, I'm about to send a message. I said, all right, Davis. I guess you send him a message. Now I got to too. I'll just troll your ass.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's fair. Do you think maybe Davis didn't have you on his program because he knew your dog was going to bark the entire time?
That could be it. That could be it. And like I said, it's a working. I got a room going on and everything for it, and I wanted to get everything set up, but it just didn't happen between now and I just didn't want to blow you off, Pete.
No, I would, man. Do you know who blew me off? Was Gritty. Gritty blew me off. I had booked Gritty, who you seriously don't know who Gritty is?
Maybe if I seen him on Twitter or his name in the draft room, maybe I would know who he is, but I don't, not off the top of my head.
I mean, here's the thing. The reason I'm shocked you don't know Gritty is because if you polled the best ball community and you said, who is the drafter most synonymous with 4 quarterback builds, they would all vote Gritty. I mean, Gritty posts his 4 quarterback builds all the time, loves elite quarterbacks, loves getting like 3 elite guys within the first 70 picks. That's his brand. And so I think you might need to direct your beef from Davis Maddock to Gritty and see who can be the king of the 4 QB builds. I
think me and Gritty could collaborate and take this thing down if that's both our ideas. Like I said, I got no beef with nobody. I'd rather talk to him and we figure out who the 4 quarterbacks are, me and Gritty. If you're there, Gritty, hit me up, DM me. Maybe we can get a draft together. We'll corner out the draft. We'll take 8 quarterbacks right off the rip, and everybody else will have nobody.
What if you started getting into the content game? Like, what do you think it would be? Would you do like X Spaces? Would you do best ball streaming, a podcast? What would you do?
I'll do best ball streaming. I'll do podcasts. I'll talk about anything, man. I'll talk about my dog. I'll talk about aliens. Whatever you want to talk about. Good movies, mortgages. I got good mortgage rates. I don't know if I mentioned that yet. But.
Do you think there's a market for people who are interested in far out best ball structures, mortgage rates, and aliens? Do you think there's a market for that specific demo?
I think there could be different things. You never know who you're going to run into on this chat. Somebody might ask me to get on an alien chat tomorrow. You never know who's watching or listening on these YouTube things.
In the Deposit Kingdom Discord, my Discord, we actually have a channel under the off-topic suggestion that's called Alien Debates. There's literally a forum to discuss this. It sounds like you have some thoughts. Are you pro alien or are you on team aliens don't exist?
I'm pro alien. What happened to them? What happened to them drones, man? That like went off the grid pretty quick. That alien in Miami like a couple months ago, that thing disappeared pretty fast too. That was big news for a minute.
I missed it.
Yeah, I'll bring my dog out in a little bit, and then I'll let him outside.
Okay. Yeah. And yeah. Why don't you go let your dog out?
Give me 2 minutes.
Okay. Yeah. That would have. Yeah. Perfect. Got to service the audio listeners here. I would have personally taken the dog out at the start of the show, but that's just me. I don't have a dog, so I don't know how it goes. I don't want to offend anyone with dogs, implying that. You should take him out before the interview. Appreciate the chat, hanging through.
He's gone. No, my dog's name's Nacho. He's gone. He gets to roam around the neighborhood. The neighbors love him. I just open the door and he goes.
Okay. You said he was the court order?
Officer of the court around there.
Officer of the court,
Mr. Steal Your Girl, whatever you want to call him.
Yeah.
He's a good looking dog. Maybe I'll bring him on next time. He can be part of the cast.
Okay. Let's see. What are the
his name's Nacho, copy and paste.
Nacho, yes.
Nacho dog anymore. I like it. I'm listening. I want to like look at these guys. Yeah, my dog roams, Stephanie. It's like old school. Goes around the neighborhood. The neighbors love him.
I could just be quiet and you could just interact with the chat. Maybe get some reps for what it's going to be like when you become a best ball
streamer. I can do it. The dog's name's Javavian Sanders. No, I don't like that.
You don't like that? Because it would make you think of Davis Maddock every time you saw your dog?
Nacho Maddox, that's a good one. Yeah, Nacho's neutered, John. It's not illegal here. I kind of live in like the woods a little bit. There's only like 3 houses, so he's cool.
Yeah. I think I saw a post from you on Twitter where you felt like you maybe didn't get enough like respect or accolades for being the puppy champ. Do you still feel like you have a chip on your shoulder after winning? You don't get enough credit for it?
I don't think it was a chip. I think I just wanted to kind of stir the pot a little bit and troll in the past 2 months, and it kind of got me a name in the community, and it got me on your show, man. I think it worked. I don't know if you're a wrestling fan or not, but there's a guy, Eric Bischoff. He says controversy creates cash, and I kind of always went by that. I'm cool, man. I come in peace. Don't come at me. 2 guns, like Kevin Hart says in the Tom Brady roast. I'll come back at you.
So how do you think stirring controversy is going to make you cash in the best ball space?
I don't think it is. I think it's going to get me on these streams and get me going on these and get my name out there.
Who, if you could go on another stream other than mine, what would be the next stop on your media tour?
Next stop is DFS Army, the Geek. Okay. My man Geek.
What do you have that appearance already booked?
Not yet. No, we've been talking going back and forth, but I'm gonna do my little media tour for a little while and see where it lands me, bro.
If Davis Maddock reached across the aisle and said, "Look, man, I saw you on Pete's stream. You were electric. I love copying everything Pete does. Would you like to come on my stream?" Would you accept that invitation, or would that still be an issue?
I'd love to get on a podcast with Davis. I got no problem with that. I'd like to get on one with Liam too. I reached out to him, didn't really hear nothing.
I shouldn't say this because like Davis told me this behind closed doors, but he told me that if you reached out to him, he would be interested in doing a weekly podcast of you two drafting together, like he does with Liam. He would love like a weekly Davis and Ray drafting stream.
Let's do it. Okay. We'll get everybody on. I'm down with that.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean, he was kind of afraid to ask himself, and I was like, Davis, just like, what's the worst that could happen? He says no. So
I told you in our private chat on the X that I'm cool.
Okay, yeah, well, I definitely look forward to that. Do you think? Here's the thing, though, when you draft with Davis, he doesn't generally let his guests make picks. Do you think you would be able to kind of have the gravitas? Can you be enough of an alpha to bully Davis into making the selections you want?
I think we could figure it out. Go 1 for 1, just get a feel for each other. I'm pretty good on the chat. I'm reading all these chats right here. So I just saw Davis here to the thing. Is that the fast puppy winner? Yes, sir. What's up, Davis?
Man, how is it, other than like the money, how has your life changed since winning the 200K? Do you feel like you have more confidence in life, or are people coming up to you in the streets? What's it been like?
No, I've always had confidence in life. Like I said, man, this is my 19th year in mortgages. This is nothing to me getting on a stream and talk about FanDuel. I would do this from my office, but I didn't want it to feel like work. So I'm trying to get it done from my house.
You know what they say, Ray, do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life.
I've been doing fantasy football since I was 13 years old. Me and my buddies, right? Quick story before we cut them off. We were 13. We were doing the stats off the newspaper in homeroom, the pen and paper. The teachers and the principal and everybody thought, I just got a new phone, just thought we were running a booking business. We thought we were taking bets. We were like 13-year-old kids. We got called down to the office. There was like a police officer, the guidance counselor, everything. We had to explain to them what fantasy.
There's a lot going on right now, Ray. There's a lot going on.
And the best part of that story is, the best part of that story is, There was 12. There was 8 guys in that league. 5 of them are still in the fantasy league to this day.
Okay.
We've run that fantasy league for 32 years, 31 years.
Mm-hmm. Did you take your dog outside, or is he still inside?
Yeah, he's outside now. He's barking at the door. You're not a dog guy, huh? Not a dog guy?
Well, here's the thing. I want people to, I love dogs. I just don't love them when I'm watching streams, is generally kind of where I'm at with dogs right now.
I should have got that more under control. Next time I'll have it under control. Me and Davis do our thing. I'll take care of it.
You told me that you thought you could potentially get me 1 million views. Do you think this stream will get 1 million views?
I didn't say 1 million views. I said I know 1 million people. I wanted a little advertisement before I got on. I could have got an extra 100 people on here.
You know 1 million people?
I do. I know a lot of people. I've been doing mortgages 19 years. I people from mortgages, my friends, everything. I know a lot of people.
So
I've been a Rhode Island guy forever. It's a small screen.
Can I tell you what would be if you wanted to launch a YouTube channel? Could I give you a free content idea?
Yes, sir.
You pull up a Google sheet and you name the file 1 million people I know, and you just type out all 1 million people. I bet you would get more people watching that live stream than you would watching you draft best ball teams. That would be electric content, Ray.
I'll take that into consideration for the next one.
Okay.
BSV, I can get FHA rates right now at 5.6 with no points.
Okay. That was gonna be my next question. Is now a good time to refinance, Ray?
It depends. You probably got a low rate if you did it a while ago. I get you 5.6 on FHA. If you've done it in the last 3 years, it might be worth it to refi.
No, mine was probably was 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah, you only got the rate like a 275 or something probably on that.
Okay. Thing. So when you won the 200K, did you consider quitting selling mortgages and just going full-time best ball, bro?
No. I joked about it, but I could never get out of mortgages, man. I've tried so many times. I could never get out of this business.
It does. People were saying you kind of sound like you're in the mafia. How you're describing the mortgage industry makes it sound like it's the mafia, that you can't ever get out of it.
No, yeah, something like that. It's mortgages are very challenging right now. You know, there's like a 3-step process to it. Houses are high. First you get pre-approved, then the market's high. Then you got to tell people what their payments are with these rates right now. Then they got to get their offer accepted. It's a frustrating thing. I flip houses too on the side.
Okay.
I got a nice one in Warwick if anybody's looking in Rhode Island. It was going good until a tree fell on the electrical wires 2 weeks ago.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I missed the house by this much. It went right in between the house and the garage, took down the wires from the garage to the house, took out the fence and a little bit of the gut. If it hit the house, it would have been more of a disaster than my dog barking.
I was going to say, you kind of Trojan horse this, because I thought I was booking the fast puppy winner, and what I was actually booking was a puppy. I was booking Nacho for this stream here, Ray.
Yeah, wait till he comes on. He's gonna be good.
Well, here's what's gonna happen, Ray. I have a video debuting on the Deposit Kingdom channel here in the next 2 minutes. Anyone watching this stream is going to be redirected to watch the debut of this video. It's about Donald Trump's shocking plans to transform football and fantasy football. So everyone watching now will get redirected there. I have the link in the chat. But Ray, appreciate you coming on. I think if I could just give some advice when you come back, I want you got to figure out the dog situation. You got to figure out the muting the phone situation. And then I think you have all the tools to become the next great best ball streamer, but you got to take care of those few things first.
I appreciate it, Pete. That's why we do this. You live and you learn, man. This is my first one. You were right about that. I'm happy you had me on, dude.
So one thing, people want the answers to the test. So maybe on the way out here, can you give them one flag plant, one player you must draft, one guy who's too underpriced right now? They want the goods.
Jonathan Taylor's a first-round pick. Devin Achane's a first-round pick.
Okay. There you go.
My 2 things.
All right, there you go. Load up on JT. Load up on Achane.
Blows my mind where Jonathan Taylor's going right now.
Okay. let the people know where can they find you on X if they want to follow you.
What is my name? RAZE3113 on X.
Okay.
I believe that's it, right?
That's it.
Yeah.
All right, Ray. I appreciate you coming on.
Thanks
Congratulations.
Chat.
all the best.
Everybody knows who Nacho is now. He's more famous than both of us, Pete. Take it easy, bro. Thank you.
All right. We'll see you guys next time. Enjoy the next video here coming up on the Deposit Kingdom.